Hello Leo, and welcome to my channel Attila Tarot. In this video we're gonna take a look at what kind of energies you can expect in the month of May in the areas of love and relationship. As usual, this is a general reading, so please take whatever resonates and leave the rest behind. First we're gonna start with your spirit animal oracle card. The card that you have here is the Fox Spirit. Think on your feet. So this is kind of a card that's telling you that you need to be alert, and you are kind of meant to move more swiftly, because you know this is a very clever animal, so and able to kind of change the circumstances very rapidly as well. So what is kind of important for you to think on your feet and use your best judgment and to kind of assess any kind of situation, whatever you are in it. This is not really the time for you to hesitate, but more that you need to kind of think outside the box and find many ways to resolve a problem, whatever you might have in front of you. But let's see what the tarot is telling us. In the center of your reading, you do have the Wheel of Fortune, which is number 10, end of a cycle, starting of a new one. The Wheel of Fortune is all about change, right? If you think about the wheel, it's always moving, and that's an indication that there's only one thing that's constant, which is change. And you know, sometimes things move for better, sometimes you go through changes that are not so great. Generally, the Wheel of Fortune is telling us that the universe is co-creating with you to bring something great into your life. If you've been going through some difficulties, this is a card that's showing that things are improving for you, things are better, luck is on your side, you are at the right time, at the right place to meet the right people. So, but you know, very important with the wheel, that sometimes the wheel can remove certain things as well. If this thing is not serving your greater good, the wheel can remove things so it brings you something better. So for example, in terms of a relationship, when we look at the Wheel of Fortune, it can be just as simple that the relationship is changing, or your relationship status is changing. So for example, if you are single, you might be expecting that your relationship status is changing and somebody is coming into your life. The universe is bringing you somebody who you should meet, somebody who is very good for you this time. If you are in a relationship, the wheel can bring many kinds of changes. So for example, if the relationship is going well, it can be that the relationship gonna evolve. It can be of engagement, or it can be a change of getting married. But it can be also that, you know, if you've been going through some difficulties, the wheel can indicate that things are getting better, things are improving, luck is on your side, the universe is on your side. For some of you, sometimes the universe, the Wheel of Fortune can bring a change, that if the relationship is no longer serving you, that the relationship is removed to bring you something better, something greater. But let's see what else we have here. The first card we have here is the Four of Wands, which is a very great card. This is the card of new beginnings, new chapter. This is the card of 1111, when things are opening up for you. Maybe you've been seeing this number for a while. This is the card of happiness, celebration, joy, when you get together with people to celebrate something, some kind of a milestone. This is also the card of getting engaged or getting married, or even having a child coming into your life. So there's definitely some kind of a change here in terms of a relationship or a relationship status. Maybe there's a child that's coming in. There's many kind of ways to interpret this. The next card we have here as well is the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is the card of evaluation and kind of seeing, okay, is this something what I want? This is the card that's telling us that, you know, you put a lot of effort into something and you've been kind of waiting to see whether whatever you've been working on is bringing the results. So from a relationship perspective, this can be also that, you know, you've been single, you've been trying to find a relationship, you've been putting a lot of effort into finding a partner, but you haven't found the right person yet, and you've been wondering, okay, is this gonna happen to me? Even when you are in a relationship, you might be kind of working hard on this relationship, and you've been putting a lot of effort into to see if the relationship will evolve or not, and you've been wondering, okay, is this relationship going into the right direction that I want? But Seven of Pentacles is also connected to our manifestations. When you know, you're trying to manifest something and finally you are seeing that you are able to manifest something. But it can be also a card of pregnancy when you're waiting for your child to be born. And you know, you also had here the Four of Wands, which you know, we talked about that it can be an indication of a birth of a child. So for some of you, it might be that maybe there's a pregnancy that's changing the relationship, but that there's definitely some kind of a waiting, some kind of an evaluation happening here. And you also have the Page of Wands. So Page of Wands can be a person you're dealing with, your energy or the energy of the card. Pages generally bring some kind of a message, so it can be a news of a marriage, it can be a news of a birth of a child, or it can be a news of a pregnancy or a news of a relationship, some kind of a lucky change. But you know, it can be a news of a maybe somebody is inviting you for a party when you might be meeting somebody. Page of Wands can be also some kind of an exciting news, or some kind of an adventure, maybe some kind of an adventurous relationship as well. If you've been in a relationship, Page of Wands can be an indication that probably it is time for you to make a decision whether you want to break or make this relationship work. It can be also an indication of somebody who's younger than you, somebody who's very fiery, somebody who likes new things. It can be also connected to children. But let's see how this reading is continuing. So you have the Six of Wands, which is beautiful. This is the card of victory. This is the card of celebration. This is the card of success. This is an amazing card to have. I love this card a lot, because this means that you are achieving something. You are successful in whatever you are doing. So for example, if you want to date somebody, or if you are looking for a relationship, this is the card that's indicating that this is a great time for you to meet somebody. You're going to be successful and you're going to be in the center of attention. Maybe you have many people that are attracted to you or interested in you. But even if you are working on an existing relationship, this is the card of success. This is the card that's showing that things are going into the right direction. But let's continue. You also have here the Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is a card that's indicating that you've been going through some difficulties. You've been going through some storms in your life when it comes to relationship, and now you can expect that things are going to be smoother, things are going to be calmer for you. So this is the card that can indicate a lot of things. Some of you might be leaving the difficult times behind, and you're going to be able to enjoy some great times. Things are moving for the better. Things are changing for the better. Some of you might be leaving a relationship behind, or some of you might be leaving the solitude behind, or some of you might be leaving the adventures behind, and you're kind of arriving to something nicer, something calmer. Whenever you have the Six of Swords, this can be this is an indication that quieter times, nicer times are ahead of you. It can be also a sign of movement, travel. Maybe you are traveling somewhere where you are meeting somebody. But it can be also a sign of moving. So maybe if you finish the relationship, that's what you decided, you might be moving away if you lived together. But let's see what's going to be the final outcome of this reading. But before that, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. That's an indication that the reading helped you, and you can also help me to grow the channel to make sure that the message gets out to those who need it the most. For you, it is only costing a push of a button, and I hope that you already pushed those like and subscribe buttons. I'm always very excited to read in the comment how this reading is resonating with you, and you should definitely claim some of the positive cards here, the luck, the victory, in the comment section. So in the future, you have here the Five of Swords. Five of Swords generally is the card of conflict that is rooting in lack of communication. So whenever this card comes up, you need to pay attention to the communication, because something is not gelling from that perspective. You need to pay attention to what the other is saying, and if you want to avoid that, you should definitely start to pay attention to how you communicate in your love life, whether you're dating somebody, whether you are single and you want to date somebody. Five of Swords can be also a card of like, when you have a lot of battles with each other. So if you are in a relationship, there might be that you have a lot of conflicts, a lot of arguments about something, and there's no collaboration. Everybody is in it to win it, and practically everybody is looking out for themselves only. So it's very important that you kind of find some kind of a collaboration here with somebody. But it can be also a hard-earned victory, right? Because you do have also the Six of Wands, which is all about victory, and you also have here the Five of Swords, which can be that you had to work very, very hard to achieve some kind of a victory for you. But let's see what else we have here. You also have here the Six of Cups. So Six of Cups can be definitely connected to children. That's kind of the first thing that comes to me. You have a lot of kind of cards that are talking about children or pregnancy. So maybe there are children that are causing this conflict. Maybe a pregnancy that is causing the conflict. But Six of Cups is a very lovely energy. It's the card of love. It's the card of nostalgia and feeling happy as well. It's a six is all about balance. So there's definitely some kind of a balance for some of you, but it can be also a connection to the past. So for example, it can be that you are just thinking back in the good old days, or somebody, like, in this case, because it's kind of like the wheel, connected to the Wheel of Fortune, there might be that somebody is returning from the past for some of you. This can be an old friend, this can be an old lover, an ex, or of some kind, that somehow is making their way back to you, and you might have to make some kind of a decision about this person. But I want to call your attention to the other sixes as well. So you do have the Six of Wands, Six of Cups, and you also have the Six of Swords. So you have 666, which is an angel number, and you definitely need to pay attention to that. Sixes are connected to balance, so maybe there's something that might be out of balance, or you need to kind of pay attention to something balance or harmony. But it can be also connected to stopping and not necessarily making some sudden decisions, and not letting your ego to take control. And anyway, I would recommend you to take a look at what this angel number can mean to you, because for everybody it can have a different meaning. But let's see what else we have here. So you have here the Two of Wands, And you also have the Knight of Wands. What I can see here is, like, Two of Wands is the card of planning and decision, and the Knight of Wands is the card of adventure, passion, kind of like a more of a player type of energy. But let's talk about the Two of Wands here. Two of Wands is generally indicating that there's some kind of a decision you need to make, because the story behind this card, that this person has achieved a lot, but deep down they feel that there's way more for them to explore. The whole world is ahead of them, but whatever they achieved is holding them back. So from a relationship perspective, this can be a couple of things. Some of you might have to choose between two people. Some of you need to choose between two people that are interested in you. Some of you need to choose between a long-term relationship or a fling, which way you want to go. But it can be also about the decision whether you want to be single or whether you want to be in a relationship. It can be also for some of you that you need to make a decision whether an existing relationship you want to turn it into a more serious relationship. But you also have here this Knight of Wands, which for me is more of a player energy. And maybe some of you might have gone through some kind of a fling, some kind of an adventure. Maybe you kind of traveled somewhere, because both the Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands can mean a travel as well. So maybe there's somebody from the past that's returning, and you are kind of need to make a decision about this person. But you also have at the bottom of the deck the Empress, which is the card of pregnancy, and that's the one that comes to me. Like, for some of you, there's definitely pregnancy in question. I would love to hear it if there's pregnancy in question, because there's just so many cards that are talking about the birth of a child here, or being pregnant. But let's talk about the Empress from another perspective. Empress is generally an indication that you are bringing something to the world that's going to bring you a lot of joy on a long term. As I said, it can be definitely indicating pregnancy, but it can be also a birth of a new relationship or in an existing relationship. Great times when you are caring for each other, when you are loving each other. Overall, I think you can expect some lucky changes. There's definitely some interesting cards here that's talking about marriage, talking about children, talking about pregnancy, and making decisions as well, and evaluating things, and winning, and battling. So I hope that this reading helped you, and I'll be able to welcome you again.